Hello family, this is Tracy with Forest Alchemy. I wanted to share a brief introduction about my project called Talk to a Tree. And thank you so much for listening and being here with me. The very first recorded tree talk I had was on March 28th, 2026 with Esmeralda Esperanza. Today, I would like to share a little bit of background information on how I started channeling trees and the guidance I received to share the information and the love and the guidance that they offer. I have been communicating with trees and animals since I was a little girl, and it was always very natural. I was never surprised to be able to talk with animals or tree spirits or nature beings like flowers and elementals. When I moved to Northern California in 2004, I began spending an inordinate amount of time in the forest. Whereas before, I would talk to trees wherever I was. If I was living in San Francisco, there were certain trees that I would go visit. If I was going to visit family in New York, there was certain trees that I would go visit. There were trees in certain locations that I spent time in that I would continue to visit on a regular basis and talk to them and just commune with them. And one of the things that I learned actually from a set of trees, 4 trees in Washington Square Park in New York City, was how lonely they were and how much they enjoy our company and our love and our participation in their lives, in conversations, in just sharing a heartfelt experience. I remember particularly one of the trees in Washington Square Park said to me that nobody had visited him since I was there a few years prior, which really broke my heart. And so as I spent more time in the forest in Northern California, talking to trees, sitting with trees, healing with trees, just being with them and sharing energy and listening to them and learning from them. It was a very private experience, and I'm a very private person, and I never considered sharing it. Over the past year, I've been receiving message after message that they really want their guidance and their teachings to be shared, which of course was a bit alarming and unnerving for me. However, I finally listened to their guidance and their message, and so here I am sharing my talks with trees with all of you wonderful human beings. And so I will continue to do this as long as I'm called to, and I hope it is of benefit for you and your loved ones as we co-create this new earth. As we evolve with Earth, we are part of Earth, and Earth is part of us. We are made from elements, galactic elements, Earth elements, and we are evolving together. We are not separate. We are one family, one Earth family, one planetary family, and one galactic family as well. But right now, the focus for these channels is primarily Earth consciousness, Mother Earth, Mama Gaia, elementals, trees, flowers, animals, whatever I'm called to channel and to communicate with is what I'll be sharing, and I will be getting out of my own way, my own mind, to share what is given and not put my own spin on it and my own interpretation, which I might share in other videos. But I do want to briefly talk about this first channeling because I was absolutely floored to be guided to speak to a fallen fir tree first. And the reason why will be clear in the message. Anyhow, I want to share the information about this tree's name. So as I was called to this tree and was definitely surprised that this was the first being that wanted to share its experience and its message with us, I said, "What is your name?" And she said, "Esmeralda." And I said, "Oh, okay." And then I got this other word that came into my mind. It was like a telepathic communication, Esperanza. And I said, "Oh, is it Esperanza or Esmeralda?" And she said, "It's Esmeralda Esperanza," which I thought, okay, am I glitching? You know, what's going on? That are these? It just was sort of strange. I don't speak Spanish, so I didn't have any idea what those words meant. And so I channeled the message, and then later on that night, I was watching a show on Netflix, and the main character, one of the characters on the show, was named Esperanza, and I thought, oh my God, that's okay. I'm going to take that as a synchronicity and confirmation that I'm on the right path. So then I remembered, well, let me look up what Esmeralda Esperanza, what those words mean. And in my search, I learned that Esmeralda is green, is emerald, is nature. So I thought, of course, okay, right. And then Esperanza means hope. So it's green hope. So this first tree channeling, Esmeralda Esperanza, is translated as green emerald hope. Thank you for being here and for joining me. I'm sending you so much love and many blessings. And I'm excited to continue this journey with you. And thank you again for being a part of Talk to the Trees. Talk with the trees. Talk to trees. Much love.